What Luck by Anita Meinbach and David Meinbach, illustrated by Nancy Sika. Read by Anita Meinbach. Kenny jumped out of bed and straightened the blue and white crumpled baseball shirt he always slept in for good luck. "Today's the day," he shouted. Kenny Miller loved baseball. He loved it more than anything, more than his insect collection or his goldfish Louise or even his 2 brown hamsters, Jellybean and Gumdrop. He picked up his leather baseball glove, brought it to his nose, and inhaled deeply. He loved the way it smelled. He loved the thrill of rounding the bases and crossing home plate. Most of all, he loved the sound when the bat and the ball connected with a loud crack. But loving baseball wasn't enough. He dreamed of being a Wildcat and playing for his neighborhood team. First, they said he wasn't old enough, and then they told him he wasn't good enough. This year would be different. Kenny spent hours pitching to the bright red bullseye painted on the garage door. He spent days throwing balls at an old garbage pail in his backyard. And for months, Kenny practiced catching and hitting. Now he was ready. "This year, I'll make the team," he repeated to himself as he headed to school. "I just have to." On Monday, all Kenny could think about in class was baseball. Tryouts started right after school. He imagined himself at the plate wearing the team jersey. He heard the crowd yell his name as he hit the ball out of the park. He was the Jackie Robinson of the Wildcats, and the crowd was cheering, "Kenny, Kenny, Kenny." Just then, the crowd's roar faded into the voice of Randy Morgan. "Hey, Shorty, trying out for the team again?" Randy asked. "You'll never make it." "I'll show him," Kenny thought as he ran home from school to change clothes. "All I need is a little luck." Kenny grabbed his favorite baseball cap and attached the rabbit's foot he'd won at the fair. Now Kenny knew he'd play well. After all, he had what no one else had, a lucky rabbit's foot. At practice, Kenny stood at the pitcher's mound. His hands were sweaty and his heart pounded. He kicked the dirt, adjusted his cap, and threw the ball. The batter swung, hitting a grounder right to Kenny. Kenny bent to scoop up the ball, and at that instant, the rabbit's foot flopped over his eyes and the ball rolled away. Coach groaned. Randy laughed. "Tomorrow, I'll have to do better. I just need more luck," he said. On Tuesday, Kenny searched through his coin collection until he found his favorite coin, a bright copper penny his grandfather had given him. He placed the penny in his sneaker and put on his baseball cap with a lucky rabbit's foot attached, pinned to the side. Now Kenny was sure he'd play well. At practice, it was Kenny's turn at bat. He took a practice swing. He imagined hitting the ball a home run. He stepped up to the plate. The pitcher threw the ball. Kenny followed its path and swung hard with a loud crack, shattered the air. Moving at lightning speed, he heard Coach shout, "Run, Miller, run!" The pitcher grabbed the ball and threw it to first, but it sailed over the first baseman's head. "Run to second, Miller!" Coach shouted. Kenny was rounding first when the penny got caught between his toes. "Ouch!" he cried, limping as fast as he could. Before he could reach base, Kenny was tagged out. Coach rolled his eyes. "Slowpoke," yelled Randy. "Tomorrow, I just need more luck." On Wednesday, Kenny pulled an old shoebox out from under his bed where he hid his most treasured possession, a baseball card of his hero, Jackie Robinson. He put the card into the sleeve of his shirt, placed the penny in his sneaker near the heel, and put on his baseball cap with a lucky rabbit's foot attached. Now Kenny was confident he'd do well. At practice, Kenny was in right field, and he wasn't happy. No ball ever makes it this far, Kenny thought, and he reached under his sleeve for his baseball card. It was gone. He searched the ground around him. It wasn't there. I've lost it, Kenny thought, panic gripping him. I've lost it. Finally, out of the corner of his eye, Kenny spotted the card. With a sigh of relief, he bent down to grab it and missed the fly ball that landed nearby. Hey, Shorty, Randy Morgan taunted. You've got to jump for those. Coach frowned and shook his head. Tomorrow, Kenny sighed. I just need more luck. On Thursday, Kenny rummaged through his bedroom closet until he found what he was looking for, a crystal on a black cord. He discovered it one day on the way to school. He probably wouldn't have noticed it, but at that second, the light from the sun hit the crystal and created a rainbow of colors. Kenny couldn't stop staring. It was magical. Kenny tied the crystal around his neck, slipped the baseball card into his back pocket, placed the penny in his sneaker, and put on his cap with a rabbit's foot attached. Now Kenny was positive he'd play well. Today, he was catcher. Kenny put on the catcher's mask, the vest, and waddled to home plate. He put on the catcher's mitt and pounded it with his fist. He crouched down behind home plate, eyes on the pitcher as he threw a few warm-ups. The batter walked to the plate. The pitch was thrown and the batter swung. Kenny leaped up and watched the ball as it soared, a high pop-up. As he held out his mitt, ready to catch the ball, the crystal caught the sun's light. The ball disappeared in a swirl of brilliant colors and landed on the ground with a loud thud. Hey, Miller, always keep an eye on the ball, Coach yelled. Hey, get some glasses, Randy yelled. Next time, Kenny sighed, I just need more luck. But Kenny knew time was running out. Tomorrow was the last day of tryouts. I just have to make the team, he thought for the 100th time. And to make matters worse, he knew he couldn't take any more of Randy Morgan's teasing. When will you give up? Randy demanded each day. The other kids laughed when Randy told them what happened to Kenny during tryouts. There was no school on Friday, and Kenny overslept. He jumped out of bed, dressed, and rushed out of the house. Just as the door banged shut, he realized he'd forgotten his lucky charms. If he went back for them, he'd be late for tryouts and never make the team. What luck, he thought sadly, and ran to the field, leaving everything behind. That morning, Kenny fielded without a single error and batted without a single out. He caught a fly ball, no rabbit's foot to blind him. He hit a single and stole second base, no penny to pinch his toes. He tagged out a runner, no crystal to distract him. For the first time, Coach was smiling, and Randy Morgan didn't have a thing to say. Kenny was feeling quite lucky. At the end of tryouts, Coach announced that on Monday he'd post the names of the new additions to the Wildcat team. How can I wait the whole weekend? Kenny wondered. Monday is years away. All weekend he thought about how he'd played during tryouts. He knew he had messed up. But Friday was different. Friday he played great, and he did it without the magic of his lucky charms. He gathered them and examined each one carefully, slowly turning one and then another, over and over, searching for the luck each promised. Monday afternoon, right after school, Kenny ran to the Wildcats' field. His stomach was in knots. 100 fly balls were bouncing around inside. He slowed down as he got closer to the notice board with its list of names. He could hear his heart pound like a mighty drum, and his mouth was as dry as the dirt beneath his feet. Would his name be there? Kenny's eyes scanned the list, but he couldn't find his name. He looked again. Just then he felt a hard tap on his shoulder. Kenny spun around and came face to face with Randy Morgan. "Hey, Shorty," Randy began. He reached out and pulled off Kenny's baseball cap. Kenny waited for Randy's usual insults. "Here," Randy said with a smile, and handed Kenny a brand new Wildcat baseball cap. "You'll need this for practice next week." Kenny stared in disbelief. Why is Randy being so nice? What just happened? He looked down at the cap tightly clasped in his hands. Finally, he found his voice. "I did it?" he whispered. "You did it," Randy said, and gave him a high five. "Good job, Kenny." Kenny raced home, his Wildcat cap sitting proudly on his head, his feet barely touching the ground. His mind was racing too as he thought about the hours, days, and months he'd practiced with the red bullseye and the old garbage can. He thought about how he played at tryouts, and he thought about his lucky charms. Slowly, a curious smile crossed his face as a new thought hit him. "I tried to bring myself luck, but the magic is not in the crystal. It's not in my Jackie Robinson baseball card, or in my bright copper penny, or even in my lucky rabbit's foot." And at that moment, Kenny knew where the magic really was, where it had always been. The magic is in me. Fun facts. Jackie Robinson was Kenny's hero, and he was a very famous baseball player. Jackie Robinson's courage and talent helped him break through the color barrier to become the first African-American player in the major league. He signed with the Brooklyn Dodgers in 1947. He was named the most valuable player in the National League in 1949 and helped his team win the World Series in 1955. Jackie Robinson's name is legendary. He believed that with hard work and perseverance, anything is possible. Jackie Robinson's life has inspired generations and generations to fight for what is right and to believe that they can be the change they wish to see. And now something about the good luck charms. Good luck charms are those that are believed to bring good luck. While many have been associated with ancient ceremony and culture, good luck charms can be anything that has special significance to the wearer. It could be a found treasure, a reminder of a special place or time, or something that brings a feeling of happiness. Some popular good luck charms include a 4-leaf clover, horseshoe, coin, or a rabbit's foot. And about the rabbit's foot, just like Kenny in the story, most people who carry a rabbit's foot buy those that are 100% synthetic, made from plastic. No rabbit was hurt.